My name is Mohammad Ghaus and I am a lecturer in Mechanical Department of Anjuman Polytechnic. Today in this session we are going to do the revision on the hydraulics and pneumatics subject. In this I am going to take a revision on the dynamics of the fluid. So in dynamics of fluid there are totally 8 topics are there which will give you more number of marks. In that first one is fluid flow, second one is types of fluid flow, third one is rate of discharge, fourth one is continuity equation, next one is energy present in the fluid flow, that is nothing but a total energy, next one is Bernoulli's theorem, next Venturimeter, and the last topic is orifice meter. So we will see one by one. What is fluid flow? Friends, whenever a fluid is in a steady state, we can't get the flow of the fluid. For that we need some force. So fluid flow is the motion of the fluid subjected to some external forces or stresses. Next topic is the types of fluid flow. There are totally 6 types of fluid flow for your syllabus. In that first one is steady and unsteady flows. What is steady flow? The steady flow is one in which the fluid characteristics like density, velocity and the mass is remain constant, and in unsteady flow all the fluid characteristics like velocity, density and mass they are going to change according to the time as well as the shape. The next one is uniform and non-uniform flow. It's a type of flow in which the velocity of fluid going to remain constant throughout its length, and the non-uniform flow is one in which the velocity going to change throughout its length. Next one is laminar and turbulent flow. Laminar flow is one in which the fluid particles are going to travel in a steady path, and the turbulent flow is one in which the fluid particles are going to travel in a zigzag way, that is nothing but a turbulent flow. Next one is compressible and incompressible flows. Compressible fluid is one whose volume and the density can be compressed, that means it can be changed. It is we call it as compressible flow. And next one is that is incompressible flow. In incompressible flow the density and the volume cannot be changed, that we call it as incompressible flow. And the next one is rotational and irrotational flow. What is rotational flow? Whenever fluid is coming out of the pipe or any channel, it is going to swivel around its axis. We call it as rotational flow. And what is irrotational flow? Same, but it is not going to swivel around its axis. That is that thing, but what? Irrotational flow. So what is 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flows? Those are simple. One dimensional flow is nothing but it is going to travel in only one path, that is in x direction. What is 2 dimensional flow? It is nothing but what? In which the fluid is going to travel in x and y direction. What is 3 dimensional flow? It is a type of flow in which the flow will be in x, y and z direction. So move on to next slide. The next main topic is rate of discharge. Friends, what is rate of discharge? It is in simple way we call it as quantity of the fluid which is coming out of the pipe in a certain time. In a systematic way we can define it is defined as the quantity of a fluid flowing per second through a section of a pipe or a channel. So generally it is denoted by Q, and its measuring unit is meter cube per second or liters per second, and its formula is Q is equal to A into V, in which A is nothing but what? Area, and V is nothing but what? Velocity. So in 1 meter cube of area we can fill the 1000 liters of the volume of the fluid, that is 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. So coming to the next slide, the main important topic, that is continuity equation. What is continuity equation? If you take a pipe in which fluid is flowing, the rate of discharge at the one end is equal to the rate of discharge at the other end, that is nothing but what? We call it as continuity formula or continuity equation. So if you consider a pipe, the amount of liquid which is passing through a pipe is same at the end as well as at the beginning, that is nothing but a continuity equation. Simply we can call it as the rate of flow at one end is equal to the rate of flow at the other end. So mathematically we can defined as A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. That is nothing but Q1 is equal to Q2. So move on to next slide. This is the continuity equation in which this is the pipe in which fluid is flowing. This is what velocity, it is having some velocity as well as it is flowing in some area. Totally this is what we call discharge, rate of discharge, that is nothing but Q. Here it is the other end in which fluid is flowing, it is also having some area and velocity. This is nothing but what, Q2. And we are neglecting, since the same fluid is flowing in that pipe, we are neglecting the density of that fluid. So if you remove that density, remaining is what, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. That is nothing but what, Q1 rate of discharge the one end is same as the rate of discharge at the other end. This is nothing but what, continuity equation. So the next very important topic in this chapter is energy present in the fluid flow. Friends, if you consider fluid which is flowing, it consists of three main energies. What are those? First one is potential energy, second one is kinetic energy, and third one is pressure energy. Totally we call it as total energy of that flowing fluid. What is potential energy? It is the energy possessed by the flowing fluid by virtue of its height, and we represent it by the letter Z. And the second one is kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? It is the energy possessed by the flowing fluid by virtue of its motion, or we can call it as by virtue of its velocity. So it is denoted by V square by 2G. Here G is nothing but what? Specific gravity of that fluid. And what is pressure energy? It is the energy possessed by that flowing fluid by virtue of its existing pressure. And totally we can, if you want to calculate that total energy of that flowing fluid, we need to add all these three energies, that is nothing but what, potential energy plus kinetic energy plus pressure energy. So mathematically we are going to represent it as Z plus V square by 2G plus P by W. So next important topic is Bernoulli's theorem. If you consider a steady flow of a frictionless incompressible fluid flow system, the sum of potential energy, kinetic energy, pressure energy remains constant at all the sections. What this term represents is nothing but the total energy at the section 1 is same as the total energy at the section 2. Mathematically we are going to represent it as Z1 plus V1 square by 2G plus P1 by W is equal to Z2 plus V2 square by 2G plus P2 by W. This is the mathematical equation of the Bernoulli's theorem. Move on to the next very important topic, that is venturimeter. What is venturimeter? It is a device used to measure the rate of discharge of the fluid which is flowing in a pipe. It's a basic device which is used to measure the rate of discharge of the flowing fluid. So this is the diagram of that venturimeter. The venturimeter mainly consists of three main parts. One is converging part, one is throat, another one is diverging cone. This converging part is attached to the one end of the flowing pipe in which the fluid is flowing. This converging part consists of two diameters. One is bigger one, another one is small one. The small end is connected to the throat, and that throat is again connected to the divergent cone. When the fluid is going to pass through this converging part, here in this part it gets accelerated, means its velocity is increased. At the same time the pressure is going to be decreased. When it passes through the throat, the cross section of this throat is same, and here it gets the steady state. And when it going to pass through this divergent part, again it gets deaccelerated, means its velocity is going to be reduced. At the same time its pressure is going to be increased. So one U-tube is attached to this throat as well as the pipe. Here we are manometer is attached. With the help of this manometer we are going to find the HM, that is head of manometer. One more thing, the length of diverging part is slightly lengthy compared to the length of the converging part, just to avoid the damage to this circumference of the pipe. Move on to the next slide. The next one is orifice meter. Its working is also same as that of venturimeter, but only the thing is it doesn't consist any divergent or convergent part. It its entire cross section is same throughout its length, but only the difference is instead of throat we have one orifice plate here which is having some hole by which by through that hole the what is going to pass through. At the same time the difference manometer is attached to this end. With the help of this manometer we are going to find the head of that particular fluid flow. So these are the list of formulas which are very important in this chapter. First one is rate of discharge, that is Q. It is A into V, that is area into velocity. Its measuring unit is meter cube per second. And the next one is continuity equation, that is Q1 is equal to Q2, that is nothing but what? A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. The third one is total energy equation, that is E. We represent it as it by letter E, that is nothing but what? Potential energy, kinetic energy plus pressure energy. Bernoulli's equation, next one is Bernoulli's equation. Here the total energy at one end is equal to total energy at another end. It's mathematically we are going to represent it as Z1 plus V1 square by 2G plus P1 by W is equal to Z2 plus V2 square divided by 2G plus P2 by W. Rate of discharge through venturimeter, it is denoted by Q. Here we have the mathematically we are going to represent it as CD into A1 A2 divided by root of A1 square minus A2 into root of 2GH. Here CD is nothing but what? Coefficient of discharge. A1 is area of larger one, A2 is area of throat, and G is specific gravity of particular fluid, and H is the height from the manometer. And the same formula we are going to use for the orifice meter also. Move on to the next one. So friends, in the throughout hydraulics and pneumatics chapter, I have prepared 100 marks question paper. These are very important from the exam point of view, and mainly these questions are from the previous question papers. So we will see one by one now. So part A consists of only theoretical part, and part B consists of numericals as well as some derivations are there. Coming to part A, so we have definitions of these are the theoretical part from the chapter number 1. So we have density, specific weight, viscosity and specific volume. This was asked for 5 marks. So you have to write the definitions of these terms. And next one is explain with neat diagram U-tube differential manometer. That is also for 5 marks. And I have already explained what is U-tube manometer. This is mainly used to find out the pressure of the particular fluid which is flowing in that pipe. So next one is state the Bernoulli's theorem and mention its assumptions made. So these all are the 5 marks questions which are very important as the exam point of view. Next, these are some numericals. I am going to take a traditional class for this. One important point which I need to explain in this class, that is working principle of centrifugal pump as well as working principle of reciprocating pump. So students, what is centrifugal pump? How it is going to work? This is the main important topic and most expected question for your examinations. This is the schematic diagram of the centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pump mainly consists of delivery pipe, delivery valve, casing, impeller, shaft, eye, supply pipe and sump. So working, how is it going to work? We will see one by one. So it consists of one shaft. On that shaft impeller is attached and eye is also created there. When we give motion to the impeller, it is going to start to rotate, because of which the vacuum is going to be created inside this eye. Because of that, the water is going to suck from the sump through this suction pipe. When this water enters the eye, it is going to transfer to the impeller. Because of the design of that impeller, it is going to be thrown away because of the centrifugal force, and the tight casing is there by which that forced water is going to come out from the delivery pipe. This is the simple working of the centrifugal pump. And we have HS. HS means nothing but what? Head at section. HD is nothing but head at delivery. Totally we call it as head. Friends, this centrifugal pump is normally everywhere we are going to use this centrifugal pump. In household and normally in all factories we are going to use this centrifugal pump. And the next very important topic is reciprocating pump. As the name itself indicates, here the fluid is going to transfer by the reciprocating motion of the piston and cylinder arrangement. So let's see what are the parts which are there in this centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pump mainly consists of a piston cylinder arrangement, and that is attached to a crank and a connecting rod. It has got one sump and a suction pipe as well as delivery pipe, and main important part we left that it consists of air vessel to regulate the pressure. Let's see the working. So we have crank here and connecting rod by which the piston is connected to the crank. Here we are going to give a motion with the help of some motors and electrical equipments. When this crank going to rotate from 0 degree to 180 degree, this piston going to slide backward, by which here in this piston, in this cylinder, vacuum is going to be created, and at the same time suction valve going to be opened. Because of this vacuum created inside this cylinder, the water will move through this suction pipe and going to occupy this cylinder. Next, when this crank going to move from 180 degree to 360 degree, this piston from this end is going to move forward and it is going to compress the fluid. And at the same time, delivery valve going to open and the suction valve going to close. This pressurized valve is going to pass through this delivery valve, delivery pipe, and wherever we need, we are going to give that supply of the water. Here also same, we have HS and HD. HS is nothing but what? Head at suction pipe, and the HD is nothing but what? Head at delivery valve. Totally we are going to call it as head, which is available by this reciprocating pump. So this is a small try from my side for your benefit. It's a small revision from my side. If you have any doubts regarding the revision, please contact me, and if you have any doubts also, please comment behind that box. Thank you very much.